So I usually use sunscreen every day, or at least I try to. One that I do have is the Derma E. It's not sheer and it's not tinted. It's just the basic classic white sunscreen, and it leaves such a white overcast. I loved it, but then I started to notice like in pictures that the foundation or the concealer just wasn't doing it justice. It still wasn't covering it up. So I'm actually in the hunt for a sheer one, and I actually found a few on Sephora that I want to give a try. The Josie Marin is one, and the other one that I want to try is by Biosense. I am going to be running a little bit of errands, and of course I'm going to be wearing my mask, so I'm not going to apply anything crazy at all. Just showing you how I do very minimal makeup when I'm working from home. Like on Mondays I work from home, so I do still have to see students through Google Meets, so I do very light makeup because sometimes I do meet with parents and just for myself. Before I start applying my face and doing my makeup, I always apply my rosemary water, and my mom makes this for me. She just boils water with the rosemary leaves inside of it. This is what I use to spray all over my hair and then on my face. So that's what I do. I just sprayed this all over my face, and then I'll just show you how I do it, because it's literally dries really quick. So I spray this all over my face. Your face gets soaked, but it dries up so quickly. It has no smell at all. And then I'll apply a little bit of moisturizer, and this is the Juice Beauty oil-free moisturizer. I love this. I've been using this for years. So I'm gonna apply a little bit of that because I'm actually running out, but I usually buy it at Whole Foods, but I don't think they sell Juice Beauty there anymore. Okay, so I do that, and then it's pretty much dry. And then right after that, I go in with the 100% pure mattifying primer, and I'll just take one small pump of that into my fingers, and I'll apply that on my forehead, underneath my eyes, and a little bit on my chin, but not a lot because obviously we'll be wearing a mask. And I'm, very gentle around the eyes. My skin is pretty combination, I would say. Sometimes it's really oily. For the most part, since fall started, my face has gotten drier and drier, especially with the heat turning on at home. I try to keep it as moisturized as possible, and the rosemary water definitely helps. So is this Juice Beauty one. I love it. I'll just wait a couple of seconds now that I have my rosemary water, my moisturizer, and my primer. I just wait a couple of seconds, just wait for that to set into my face, and then I'll start applying my makeup. So in my previous video, you've seen that I have been obsessed with using the Ilia True Skin Serum concealers, and I mentioned that I have two, and I'll just mention it again. I have Kava, which is the same color as my skin, so this is what I use to spot conceal if I have any blemishes I want to conceal or anything like that. And the other one I have is Yucca. And again, I always say Yucca, but this is the lighter one, and this is what I use to brighten underneath my eyes, the center of my forehead, a little bit on my chin, if I'm taking pictures or anything like that. But for the most part, this is what I use to brighten. And then the dark one I use, honestly, like a foundation. I'm gonna put this underneath my eyes. I don't really get dark circles, but I still want to brighten that area. So I'll always add a little bit on the corners of my eyes, inner corner, and then a little bit on the side, and then in the middle. And sometimes I'll add a little bit on my eyelid, sides of my nose, middle of my forehead. And then I'll usually go in with the darker one. It looks so funny. And then I'll put that where it needs a little bit of concealing. Again, I don't apply a lot. I've been really good with my skin. I've had no breakouts. And I usually don't apply any on my nose. because I don't like when the nose looks powdery. And I just dab it all over my face. So I usually start off with the light color first. I'll take this really dense fluffy brush, and this one, I believe, yep, it's from e.l.f. And this is the ultimate blending brush. So I'll take this, I'll blend out my concealer underneath my eyes. Blend. See how much brighter that looks? Oh my gosh. I love this concealer. It doesn't crease at all. And then I'll go in with my other brush, and this one is from Real Techniques, and this is what I've used to blend in the darker concealer, the one that I applied on my face. Forgot to blend on my forehead in the middle and on my chin. And then I'll go back in with the Real Techniques and just blend my forehead, the side of my mouth. I honestly don't take it out to my cheeks because my hair is down, and then we have to wear the mask, so I tend not to take it out all the way. I do add a little bit of bronzer there anyway, just to make everything look seamless. I've talked about this one before. I use the Well People bio-based baked brightener, and it's the Universal Glow. I like this one because there's no flashback or anything like that in photos. So I'll just take my Real Techniques. Oh, it doesn't say anything more. It's just like a small tapered blush, and I just apply it right underneath my eyes and on my eyelids, just to keep it from creasing, but it will not crease. I just do it for more of a brightening effect and just to keep everything all together. So now that I'm done, I'm going in with my bronzer. I love this bronzer. It's from 100% Pure, and this is the Cocoa Kissed shade. I love it. It's a little bit darker than me, but it doesn't have so it definitely shows on my skin, but it doesn't have like that reddish color. It makes me look like I'm on fire. So this one is not. And I take my big fluffy brush from Real Techniques, and I apply that on my forehead, on the sides, a little bit at the top, and I'll brush it right underneath my nose. That's pretty much it. If I were out and taking pictures, then I would apply whatever is left on my brush on my chin and all over my face just to even it out. But I just do it around the perimeters of my face, and that's pretty much it. Just brings a little bit of color back into your face that you lost with the concealer. Brings back a little bit of my color. And I feel like my face, or for the most part, I think everyone's, right? Their face is a little bit lighter than everything else. Like my arms are definitely darker than my face. So I don't like to take it too far down because, again, the mask is right there. So I just apply it at the top where it's above the mask, so you can see a little bit of the color peeking through. And then whatever's left, I put it on my nose. Okay, much better. And then for blush, I talked about this in one of my videos. I'm obsessed with these blushes. They're so good. And this is a Burt's Bees blush, and this is in the color Velvet Wine. It's perfect for winter, and it's perfect for my skin complexion too. So if you're my skin or darker, you can definitely pull it off because it has very warm undertones, and it looks really pretty with dark lipsticks. You just have to be very soft-handed with it because it's very, very pigmented. So I'll take a big fluffy brush like this, and this is from Isaac Mizrahi, and I got this at TJ Maxx. So I'll just dab it very little and then tap off the excess and make a fake smile. And I drag it all the way up to the apples of my cheeks. Up. It's pretty much matte if you look at it. It's completely matte. But once you apply it on your face, it just gives a little bit of that sheen. I am actually in the hunt for a new highlighter, and I think I want to get Decades by Ilia. And I was going to get it during the Black Friday sale, but they completely sold out. I left it in my cart for too long. I think it was like 25% off, if I'm not mistaken. I really wanted to get it, but it sold out, and I checked a few days ago and it was still sold out. This lipstick I talked about, it's a lip balm. It's by Rare Beauty, and I picked up the color Support. It's very subtle. It's very everyday wear. My sister has Thankful, and she's a little bit lighter toned than I am, and it looks really good on her. But on me, you couldn't really tell I had anything on, but this one gives me a little bit of more color. So what I like to do is just dab it. I don't like to put on a ton because I am home and I pretty much eat all day. It's just to give me a little bit of color. And again, this one is in the shade Support. I love it. I picked it up at Sephora. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do are my eyebrows. I'm going to take a little spoolie and just comb them out because they get really messy. I was thinking of getting a brow gel just to keep them in place because they do move around and get messy. What I like to do is go in and fill in the sparse areas. I ran out of the PYT brow pencil. So what I am doing now until I find one is I am using my Well People dark brown eyeliner for my brows, and I'm just filling in the small sparse areas that I have, and it works just fine for now. But I do want to find one. I did hear that what's the brand? Is it Jane Ardell? I think it is, but that one's powder. I prefer a pencil. I don't know if that brand carries a pencil. There's another one that I wanted to try, and I can't remember the name of the brand. So I'm just going to comb them out. Once I pencil them in, like the sparse areas, I'll go back in with the spoolie and comb them back out just to even out and mesh in the pencil line with the actual hair and the skin. For eyes, I keep it very light. So I'm gonna go in with my Beauty Counter Classic Eyeshadow Palette. And there's a color in here, Suede. This one right here, it's very soft, but yeah, it stands out on my eyes. And I'm gonna just take a fluffy brush, and this is no brand, because I think I picked it up at TJ Maxx. So I'm just gonna go in with Suede and just run that all over my eyelid and create a little bit of contrast, just to give a little bit of dimension. Okay, I'm gonna go back in with Suede, and I'm gonna run that at the bottom. Not a lot, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of color and a little bit of contrast so it's not so bare. So funny. Okay, then I'm going to take my Pixi Velvet Tip Eyeliner in Velvet Cocoa. I talked about this in a few videos ago when I purchased clean beauty stuff at Sephora and Target. So I'm going to put that as close as I can to my eyelash, to my lash line, and then wing it out just a little bit. This is a very subtle color. It's very delicate, very soft, so it's not going to stand out as if you were wearing, obviously, like a black liner. a little tiny baby line. Very subtle. Let me pick up my hair over here. Once I'm done with my eyeliner, I'll take my Well People eye pencil in dark brown and I will tight line. So I just close your eyes and just tight line. Just to give the illusion that you have really full lashes. And that's pretty much it. I usually put some at the bottom if I'm really smoking out my lower lash line, but we're not doing that today. And then I'm gonna go in with my Kosas the Big Clean Mascara to the top and bottom. So that's pretty much it. Once I apply my mascara, I'm pretty much done. You know, there's a lot of little tips and tricks that you can do to apply underneath your mask to keep your lip balm or lipstick intact, but it's so lightweight and it's so light on the lips that it's okay to just reapply. So this is pretty much how I've been doing my makeup every single day since this all started. Sometimes I will wear a very bright lip if I'm taking pictures or if I feel like just, you know, doing up a little bit. For the most part, I try to keep it very light, very neutral, especially with the mask. You want to refrain from caking your face too much and then having your mask on top of it and not letting your skin breathe. But yeah, that's it. Very minimum, very natural. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.